Welcome to the world of econometrics. If you've ever run a linear regression in Python, R, or Stata, you've been greeted by a dense forest of numbers, coefficients, standard errors, T-statistics, and, the most famous of all, the P-value. To a beginner, looking at an OLS Regression Summary Table can feel like reading the matrix code, but today we are going to decode it. Let's start with a practical example. Imagine you are investigating the relationship between daily coffee consumption and work productivity. You collect data from 100 professionals. You expect that as coffee intake increases, productivity, measured by tasks completed, also goes up. This is our hypothesis. When we run our ordinary least squares regression, or OLS, the software spits out a table. At first glance, it's overwhelming. You see terms like R squared, AG R squared, and F statistic, but your eyes immediately dart to the P greater than or equal to T column. You see those little stars next to the numbers. Why are they there? What do they actually tell us about our coffee and productivity? To understand the p-value, we first need to meet the null hypothesis, denoted as H0. In our study, the null hypothesis is the boring world scenario. It claims that coffee has absolutely zero effect on productivity. It suggests that any relationship you see in your data is just a result of random chance or noise. The p-value is the probability that we would observe a result as extreme as ours, or more extreme, if the null hypothesis were actually true. In other words, if coffee really does nothing, how likely is it that we would see this specific boost in productivity just by luck? Now, let's look at the T-statistic. Think of the T-statistic as a signal-to-noise ratio. It is calculated by taking your coefficient, the estimated effect of coffee, and dividing it by the standard error, which represents the uncertainty or noise in our estimate. A high T-statistic means the signal is much stronger than the noise. This T-statistic follows a distribution, usually a t-distribution or a normal distribution in large samples. The p-value is literally the area under the tails of this distribution. If our T-statistic is far out in the tails, the area, the p-value, becomes very small. This suggests that our result is very unlikely to have happened by chance. In most social sciences and economics, we use a threshold called the significance level, or alpha, typically set at 0.05. If your p-value is less than 0.05, we reject the null hypothesis. We say the result is statistically significant. This is where the stars come from: 1 star for 0.10, 2 for 0.05, and 3 for 0.01. But beware of the p-value trap. A small p-value does not mean the effect is large or important. It only means the effect is likely real and not zero. With a massive sample size, even a tiny, irrelevant increase in productivity from coffee could be highly significant with 3 stars, even if it's not practically significant. In summary, reading a regression table is about distinguishing signal from noise. The coefficient tells you the how much, and the p-value tells you how sure we are that it isn't zero. Next time you see those stars, remember, they aren't just decorations, they are the gatekeepers of scientific evidence. References: 1. Wooldridge, J. McW, 2019, Introductory Econometrics, A Modern Approach. 2. Gujarati, D.N. and Porter, D.C., 2009, Basic Econometrics. 3. Angrist, J.D. and Pishke, J.S., 2009, Mostly Harmless Econometrics and Empiricist's Companion.